front panel, selecting the option run continuously. So it is running. If we change the input accordingly, the plotting is getting changed. Okay. Hope it is clear to everybody. Single plot.
Yes, sir.
So what I will do is, I have shown you there are three variants of waveform chart, right? Just see your notebook. What are those? Can one of you repeat? There are three variants of waveform chart. What are those? I have given that information, discussed very clearly.
Strip chart, scope chart, sweep chart.
Yes, 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 yes. These are the three variants of waveform chart.
Yes.
So give me some more time. I will show you that little later. Okay. Now what I will do is, before that, I will cover
So
this.
your voice is too low.
Okay. How about now?
Yes, sir.
Now the three variants I will show you a little later. Now I will show you multi-plot. Are you ready for multi-plot?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes.
How about now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this option I have used. This is actually used to clean up the diagram. So in multi-plot, I told you, you see your notes. We need to take input from different sensors and connect it to bundle. This is actually a bundle. So if you want, you can write the name of it, bundle, BUNDLE, bundle. Or if you want to see whether this is really bundle or not, just select here and press Ctrl H. You'll get the information, the help information about this. You see on my right, extreme right, context help is coming. The name is bundle. So to this we can give any number of scalar input, which is represented with blue lines, and we can also even give cluster. Okay, the output of this is also cluster. This is already explained to you. So now that I'm not going to discuss. You see, when we want to connect many scalar variables to a waveform chart, the procedure is take the help of in between a bundle. That's it. It is already explained to you. Now just see the demonstration. By pressing the key Control E, we can go to front panel. Now again press the button, run continuously. You see, we are getting a CRO kind of stuff having three different y-axis plot. Okay, anyhow, x-axis is one more thing. One more thing. Let me hold you for a while. So these three inputs we are applying, all they are connected to y-axis. Their x-axis is automatically calculated by our waveform chart. The condition is all three must be synchronized, meaning their time, their time intervals, their variation with time should be same. Then only we can see or observe them on one single waveform chart. Otherwise, we cannot do their observation on waveform chart. So this is actually called as legend, okay, which we can get by increasing or decreasing like this. This is screen. If you want, you can give the different names of the legend, okay, just by selecting and writing. And according to color, we can give the labeling. Now just see the working. If we press the run button and if we try to change, any of the variable, so the output is also getting changed. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now we need to go to waveform graph, right? Are you ready for that?
सर थोड़ा लास्ट वाला ब्लॉक डायग्राम बताइए ना सर एक बार.
One more, 1 minute.
हाँ ये 1 मिनट सर.
ये तो मैं ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूँ आप लोगों को.
हाँ सर बता दिया आप.
Okay, if you want, you can take it, no problem.
या सर डन.
Okay. Now next, I am going to waveform graph. I told you waveform graph is actually coming in two variants. One is normal, same as that of waveform chart. The other one is XY graph. So XY graph we can give two axis information. So let us quickly go to XY graph. So this example also I have given you in the notes. I am just demonstrating this. Is it visible? All components are clear?
Yes sir. Yes sir.
Yeah, I am okay. What I will do is here the parallel implementation I will show you so that you can repeat next time if you want. So right click here, go to structure, take a for loop like this, and right click here, create constant and write the number whatever we want. Like here I am writing 101. Then right click here, go to numeric, take a multiplier. Because we want to multiply with index I, so move I near to this and connect it, and right click on the other input of multiplier and select create. Again, instead of creating constant, what we will do is we will right click here because we want pi. Okay, pi is actually available in again numeric. Go to, if suppose it is difficult to find where is pi or something else, I will show you the another procedure anyhow, but this is very easy. All mathematical functions are available in numeric under block diagram. Okay, go to this maths constant, select this pi. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to take again another mathematical function as divider, connect the output of multiplier to first input of divider, and second input we want a constant, that is 50. So go on the input place of second parameter to divider, so right click, select create constant and feed the number 50. After that, I told you the x is now created. Now we need to connect this x to a sine function and also a cosine function. Suppose it is difficult to locate where is the sine function or cosine function. What we can do is we can right click here, select the search and type sine. So we will get different option. So depending upon our requirement, we can select. So trigonometric function I am taking sine cosine. So many sine cosine functions are available. Individual sine is available. Individual cos is available. Tan is available. Secant is available. So combined sine cos is also available. I'm taking some combined sine cos. Okay, just bring over here. It is having one input and two output. The two output connection can be given to the boundaries of for loop. Okay. Now this unwanted wiring, you see broken wiring we can remove by pressing Ctrl B. Here on this side we want XY graph. So this XY graph need two inputs. One is x-axis, another one y-axis. So in order to give these two inputs to this XY graph, we need to again take the help of bundle. I'm taking a bundle. Go to clusters, take a bundle. Okay. So I've taken this thing like this. So we need to take XY graph. XY graph is not available in block diagram. So we need to go to front panel to get XY graph. So right click here, go to this graph option, select this XY graph. Now again come back to block diagram, complete the wiring. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I will do is I will remove this part. So I'm keeping only the fresh ones. You see, as I already told you, so this particular point is actually creating what? X. This is creating X, which is nothing but pi is multiple. Already this explanation is given to you. The output of this is coming in the form of sine X and cosine X. So I already told you sine X and cosine X are orthogonal function. So sine X is suppose going in one direction in time axis. Cosine X will go in perpendicular to sine X direction, right? So what we are doing is we are sending sine X to X axis and we are sending cosine X to Y axis of XY graph. Remember, XY graph take two axis input. I already told you very clearly. First, make your mind very clear that XY graph take two axis input. Is it clear to everybody? Yes, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, XY graph take two axis input, whereas waveform chart take only one axis input, right? You haven't seen so far this type of function, but you observe some functionality of this type of function in CRO at the time of seeing Lissajous pattern. Now, let us go to the block diagram, sorry, front panel and see the working.
Sir?
I'm running. Yeah.
Sir, we can take both separate also, another sine cos?
Yeah, you can take separate also.
Yeah,
Should I
sir.
show you that?
No, sir. No, understood.
Huh. Now I'm running this. Continuous run. Go to front panel. You see a sine type of waveform is appearing. See, I already told you. See, if suppose the x axis information is going in one direction, y axis information will come in counter direction. So the impression comes on the xy graph is similar to a circle when a signal is when two signals are orthogonal. If somebody asks you a question, how to check the orthogonality of a signal with the help of LabVIEW? तो क्या बोलेंगे आप? How to check the orthogonality of two signal with the help of LabVIEW? What will be your answer? Very simple. Two signals orthogonality can be checked with the help of XY graph. Condition is appearance should be perfect circle. If their appearance is looking to be perfect circle, it means that they are orthogonal. Make a point. Please note a point or make a point in your notebook.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. To check the orthogonality of a signal with the help of LabVIEW, write down to check the orthogonality of a signal with the help of LabVIEW. With the help of LabVIEW,
Yes.
we need to take the help of XY graph. We need to take the help of XY graph.
Yes.
and the condition for the signal to be orthogonal is,
Yes.
a circle should appear on XY graph. A circle should appear on XY
Yes,
graph.
yes, sir.
So this much is enough under plotting of data. Now we will move to next topic. Next, write down formula node. FORMULA, formula node. Are you ready for that?
Node, sir. NODE.
NODE.
Yes, sir. Ready.
So, first of all, let me give you some information about formula node. Now, please observe the screen. Don't write anything. Just listen to me. You all know that LabVIEW is not text-based programming. Agree?
Yes, agree.
So, it's sometimes very difficult to write formula in graphical programming or data flow programming, but sometimes it is very necessary to have in between the flow, the execution of a particular formula or a sequential loop. In that case, LabVIEW become dependent on other software. So in order to avoid this type of problem, LabVIEW inherited a feature called as formula node. With the help of formula node, we can evaluate mathematical formulas and expressions similar to C programming on block diagram. ठीक है? चलिए अब नोटबुक में लिख लीजिए आपके. You may get a question in your exam like this. Write short note on formula node with the help of an example. Okay?
कॉपी करना है सर.
राइट. नहीं मैं बोलता हूँ.
Okay.
Don't talk. Everybody ready?
Yes, sir. Ready.
Right on. We know that LabVIEW is GUI based programming. We know that LabVIEW is GUI based programming.
Yes.
Continue. And sometime we wanted to have a requirement of execution of sequential formulas. Sometime we wanted to have the execution of sequential formula in between the program execution. Hence LabVIEW provide a feature. With the help of which it can evaluate mathematical formulas. And expression similar to C. Mathematical formula and expression similar to C on block diagram. Similar to C language on block diagram. You see, there are so many functions which we can execute, built-in functions. Okay, but I may not be able to give all this information. but you can have it either from web, or if you have software, just select this formula node and then press Ctrl H, you will get this information. So what I will do is I will try to explain the example and also explain you the procedure to make this example. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that?
Yes, sir. Ready.
Yeah. Now,
Sir,
yeah,
similar to C language and block diagram. That's it, no?
that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. You can also write one more point. Hello. You
Yes,
also
sir.
write. You also write a point, but before that, listen to me. Observe what I am showing you. So we need to first take formula node. It's difficult to locate. So then what we will do is we'll follow the same procedure. Use the option search. Write formula 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 node. Okay. So there are many variants of formula node, but any one we can take. So I'm selecting this script and formula. Under this, I'm using this. We can expand this. It comes like a empty frame. There is nothing available. But for okay, in the surrounding, GUI programming is executing, but inside this box, we want to execute a few lines of text, a few lines of sequential instructions. So for that, what we need to do is we need to give some input to this frame, and we need to take some output out of this frame. Okay, that is the first thing we need to do. So now let us do that thing. Right click on the boundary. You see options are available. We can add input. So we can add input. We can give the name of the input. Suppose I am giving name as X. Okay. Similarly, on some other boundary, you can even give the information about input right here. But in order to have the visibility, I'm adding the output on the other extreme of the frame. Okay, right click on the boundary, select add output. I'm naming the output as Y, right? So now here what I'm doing is right clicking over here and creating a control. Okay, I'm creating a control. Similarly here, right clicking over here and creating an indicator, right? So we have done the port connection to this for loop. So we need to write some sequential instruction inside this which we want to execute. So remember, we need to write the syntax similar to that of C programming. I'm simply writing if statement. If X is greater than 0, then Y is equal to X square, else Y is equal to X plus 5. Okay, some simple operation I'm doing over here. Okay, so hope it is clear to everybody. Should I remove this part and show
Yes,
you
sir.
the demonstration of the clear one? Okay. Excuse me. I'm moving this to the center. So now go to front panel. Okay. Now run continuously. So you see here, if input is positive, output is equal to input input square, right? Input square means there is nothing in input, y square is coming 2. So let us give some number. Okay, 3. 3 square is, okay, it's not square, it's multiplied by 2, right? So 3 to the 6. So 2 to the 4. Let us give a negative number, -2, and see what happens. If it is -2, then -2 plus 2 is equal to 0, right? Let us give some other number, -8. -8 is equal to -6. I think it is clear.
Yes, sir, clear.
You can take down this front panel and write down block, because this may sometime coming for 5 marks.
Sir, inside the input variable, we have to write that 1, 2, 3.
Which one? No, not necessary.
Okay, sir.
Not necessary. चलिए, अब क्या समझ में आ गया आपको? Even C programming can also be done in the loop of LabVIEW, right? अगर
Yes,
आपसे
sir.
कोई अगर क्रॉस क्वेश्चन करा, can we write C programming in LabVIEW बोलो तो you can say that yes in the loop we can do that. But if we do that, we may lose the synchronism. That should be the additional thing you need to tell. So because LabVIEW support parallel programming and C programming is sequential programming. So whatever amount of sequential lines you are adding in the loop, so that much speed you are losing. You are losing a few parallelism with the insertion of sequential text or sequential instruction or sequential formula. Can I take you to block diagram? Oh, so front panel.
Yes, sir.
In examples, you write the steps also to configure the formula node. Okay. What are the steps? We need to right click on the boundaries and add inputs and outputs. Please everybody add that point also. I was trying to tell you that earlier. You need to write one more point, that is nothing but configuration of for loop. How can we do configuration of for loop? Okay, first of all, what is the meaning of configuration? Adding input and output. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, you please add a point. The procedure to configure formula node is right clicking on the boundary, and adding inputs and outputs. Adding inputs and outputs.
Sir, right click on boundary.
Right clicking on boundary and adding inputs and outputs. Adding inputs and outputs.
Input and output. That's it, sir.
Yeah, that's it. Now next write down.
Next topic, sir.
Yeah, next topic write down. Next topic. Next topic is case structure. Next topic is case structure. Write down case structure. It is similar to if it is similar to case structure of C programming.
Sir, can you repeat?
Yeah, write down case structure. It is similar to switch case of C programming. It is similar to switch case of C programming. Write down. There are 4 variants of case structure. There are 4 variants of case structure. First one.
Sir, there are 4 variants.
Yeah. First one, Boolean. Second one, integer. Third one, string. And fourth one, enum. Fourth one, enum. लिख लिया आप लोग?
Yes, sir.
राइट डाउन. अब नेक्स्ट पॉइंट लिखो. The syntax of case structure is shown in figure. The syntax of case structure is shown in figure. Next point, write down. By default, it appears in Boolean form. By default, it appears in Boolean form. By default, it appears in Boolean form. Next point, write down. The control to case structure. The control to case structure is represented with question mark. Are you able to see that? The question mark, very small.
No, sir.
It's very small, but difficult for me to increase the size. You see, even I am keeping at 44, it is not increasing. 1 second. No, I'm not able to do that. Just you think that a question mark is available at the position I'm showing you, right? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is actually appearing in green color. We all know that the data type of Boolean is green color. So if you want to, now I'm showing you an example of Boolean case structure. In order to implement Boolean case structure, we need to right click over here, create control. You see, automatically a Boolean control is coming. You can write as B control, and there are actually 2 blocks under this case structure. One with the title true, another with the title false. So what I will do is I will write a code in true block and also will write a code in false block. I'm writing a code in true block. So क्या code लिखेंगे? Okay, see here. Take a numeric plus numeric over here. Okay. take an input. We can take input only in front panel. I'm taking an input, connect to the boundary. Input, connect to the boundary. So, if it is true, suppose we perform plus operation. Plus with 20. And connect the output to boundary. Connect the output to boundary. Right click here, create indicator. Call it to be output. Output. Now go to false frame. You see false frame is looking to be empty. अब समझ जाइए false frame में we are performing subtraction operation. Subtraction operation. Input minus sum 2. Okay, and connect the output to the boundary. Hope it is clear to everybody. Everybody,
Yes.
everybody understand this? क्या करा मैं? What I had done? I have shown you the implementation of Boolean case structure, right? Which case structure? Boolean case structure. In Boolean case, in Boolean case structure, there is one control called as Boolean, and there are two frames in which we can write the code. Okay, the name of the frame are coming as one is true, another one false. So the demonstration is very simple. If we go to front panel and run continuously, see, if it is false, if control is false, output is input minus 2. अब input कुछ दे देंगे अपन. Let us give some input 20. So 20 minus 2 is 18. अब समझ जाइए control I am giving 1. If control is 1, output is input plus 20. Input is 20, 20 plus 20 is 40. Is it clear?
Sir.
Yeah, I am showing you block